Hello and welcome to Clay to Candy Bee, the show where I attempt to make just about everything from the ground up. And welcome to the Halloween 2025 series. Mama, hello y'all. In this video, I am going to be showing you how to take a bunch of your scrap or stash supplies to make these two amazing wreaths. These cost me absolutely nothing. I used leftover scraps from what I had kicking around and some cardboard. Yeah, so let's get into this. These moon wreaths have been crazy popular lately. They range in price. I mean, you can get a moon wreath wire metal rack from the Dollar Tree for $5-ish, I want to say. And then you'd have to build up on it afterwards. And then I have seen some at Michael's for the $30 to $50 range that are kind of already done up. I am going to be making this out of just stuff I have laying around. So this is a no cost to me total craft stash. To start me off, I have a cardboard box. Find the roundest, the largest roundest thing that sort of is the size of the wreath that you want. I'm going to trace this onto here. I don't need a full trace because I'm doing a crescent moon, so give me a half trace. And then I'm going to adjust to give myself the moon shape that I want, and I'm looking to see what type of crescent moon I want. And you can do this any which way. Sometimes people make a fatter bottom and a skinnier top. So I'm only going to do half. I'm going to trace out halfway so I can get the bottom I want. And I'm going to come in, readjust for the top. Because I'm using the same round, it's not going to be the exact replica. You know, usually the middle one would be a smaller circle, but we're trying to do it on the quick and without having to do too much futzing around. So there we go. I think that's going to give me a decent moon shape. Now I'm going to use a box cutter to cut this out. If you have an X-Acto knife, you could use that instead. I got 2 layers under me here, so I'm going to just go for it, and maybe if I'm lucky I can cut through both layers because you'll need 2 of these. Now under me on this work table, this is my general work table, so I don't care if I slice into it a bit. It's been sliced into many of the times. But if you don't want to do this on your beautiful dining table, so make sure you do this on a surface that you don't mind cutting into. Alright, let's see. Did I get both layers? My knife was just recently replaced, so hopefully I got through 2. There's a 1. Looking like I'm almost through the 2. And I'm going to set aside my 2 moon shapes for the moment. I have a top and a bottom. I'm going to be cutting some cardboard strips to make the depth of this. You're going to want to determine how thick you want it to be. I think that's a good thickness for me. Also gives me a way to just stay right here on the edge of this, so I can just cut strips using the thickness of this. If you want it thicker, of course, you can just go ahead and do your pre-measurements, put a couple tick marks, and cut some strips. I am going to just use this to my advantage, and I'm happy with this thickness. Now when I cut those strips, I cut against the grain of the cardboard. So you see the cardboard grain running here, and that is going to allow me some ease with this next step. And I'm going to put all of my labels facing the inside. So now I'm going to be making some tick marks just so I get an even curve. You can do these every ½ inch-ish. I'm just going to use centimeters because they're actually fairly easy to work with. And I'm just doing a 1 centimeter tick mark. I'm putting in these tick marks towards the edge. I'm going to just do all the way down. If you're not using centimeters, it's about a ½ inch. Either one works. These don't have to be perfect. You'll see why in a moment. As long as you make sure you start and stop on the same side so your tick marks line up. Now this is to make curves. We're going to be making curves, and we're going to be making 2 types of curves. We're going to have a concave curve and a convex curve so that we can go on the outside of the moon and on the inside of the moon. All right, I've made my markings on the two sides. Now I'm going to do this, and we're going to do what's called scoring. I'm not going to cut all the way through my cardboard. I'm only going to cut a single layer of the cardboard. So I'm just taking out the paper part. I didn't cut all the way through. I just cut in between. I'm going to do this, connecting my two tick marks all the way down. Now, in my case, I am going to be covering over the entire wreath with some burlap so you won't even see these wording labels. If you're intending on using the cardboard and you're just going to spray paint the cardboard, then I would pay attention to where the labels are. I am going to be hot gluing the strips to my moon pieces. Put a tiny bit of hot glue. This hot glue gun is a wireless hot glue gun. I got it at Joann's before the big shutdown. I'm still heartbroken about my Joann's. I'm still grieving her. Anyhow, but I did notice that since it uses these large glue sticks, I only need a tiny bit of this glue, and it goes a long way. Somehow when I use the little smaller, the mini glue guns, I end up needing a whole lot more hot glue. So I just kind of get it into place, give it a hold for a second, and I can do the next. I love making wreaths, and the great thing about using materials like this is that they're not so precious. I'm literally using junk cardboard. I mean, you can use your Amazon shipping boxes or Walmart or wherever you get delivery from, that we all probably have mountains of boxes these days, which cost you nothing, right? Because you're just using those. And then for the fabric, I'm going to be using some burlap because I have just an excess of burlap. But you could literally use any stashed fabric that you have. It doesn't even have to be covering the whole thing. You could do them in patchwork. In fact, maybe we'll do a second one of these. One for the burlap and one for the patchwork. We'll make another wreath. If you buy burlap, you can get burlap really cheap. It's like a couple bucks a yard. And you probably only need 1 yard for something this size. A couple of bucks, $2 there. And then whatever you want to use to embellish. Take a look here. I'm going to pull this one and bend this one so I can curve this around. You can go to the Dollar Tree, find yourself some stuff to stick on. Maybe you already have decorations. This is meant to be use up what you got. Don't go buying new things for it. Now you're going to take that second one and then hot glue it down to the top, and you are good to go with the base. I'm going to be using spray adhesive on this one. Spray adhesive can be very, very messy, so I'm going to put this down. I made a second frame. This time I left it open and I used some spray paint, purple and some black. And I sprayed in the purple first, and before it dried I went in with some black to kind of get it to blend a little bit and give me a little bit of a two-tone thing going on. Now, I did leave a section of this open because I'm going to be putting something in here in this section of the moon shape. I got a ton of this leftover flannel and fabric from making the pillows, more than I had expected. So I am going to make a stuffed kitty silhouette to put into that spot right there. And I really liked this design that I used on the Cricut that had the little cat silhouette for part of the pillow. So I just sort of sketched what that would look like, and you can of course print out, find random shapes that you can trace to cut. If you're not good at drawing, you don't want to, freehand something like this, you can easily just find something that you can print out. I only did half so that it would be symmetrical, and I'm going to put it down, trace one side, flip it over, trace the other side, kind of dealio. Now this purple is going to be really hard for you to see on camera if I was to use my disappearing ink pen. So I'm just going to use a Sharpie, and since I'm going to throw this on my sewing machine inside out, it's not going to matter. Now I'm going to throw these onto my sewing machine and give myself a quick seam However, I did make 2 videos in which I did some no-sew projects using InstaFuse. So check out my video on making cat toys, because those I use the glue, which you could totally do with this shape instead of running it through your sewing machine. All right, I'm going to get on with a little bit of sewing for those parts. So I went rummaging through my scrap piles. For this one, we're going to keep it purple and black, I think. I'm just trying to pull some of my scrap pieces that will absorb glue, because I'm going to use some Elmer's glue to glue this fabric onto the outside of my moon. So much freaking black and white fabric. If y'all have been with me a while, then you know why I have so much black and white fabric. Maybe have caught some of my dragon build, my massive dragon sculpture that is sleeps 2 people interior dragon. You can go inside the dragon. The inside of that dragon is patchwork black and white fabrics. I'm only going to aim for the edges. I don't need to worry about the back of this because the back goes against a wall. And the inside we've already sort of done up. So I'm only going to be concentrating on the edges. Oh, I could use that tacky glue. In fact, I think that I might do that. So I'm going to go spray an edge of the tacky glue over my patio area. So I do one part of this edge just so that I can start placing this on. And I want to make sure that I get up to my edge. I am going to go over the whole thing with my Elmer's glue. Right now, I'm just using that tacky glue to get some bits placed on there. I'm going to continue doing this till I fill up my outer edge and my inside edge, and I'm going to trim it down before I get ready to paint it with some of that Elmer's glue. I have some leftover rope, so I'm going to put it around the edges to sort of seal off the edges, make it look at least somewhat finished. I got my bits all sewed and I'm going to do a bit of assembly. I'm just hot gluing these on. I know that seems kind of counter to me sitting here and stitching up all of these pumpkins, but I feel like it's really in the small little details. So even though that I'm hot gluing this is really just cardboard and a bunch of scrap bits. But seeing maybe the stitching, edging, that sort of thing kind of really elevates the piece to me. So it just takes it, you know, up a notch. Hot glue, hot glue. I ran a tester with some spare burlap. I'm not going to use this color. I have orange left that I'm going to make a couple of these just to fill in some space. And then I think she'll be done. So these were super easy to make. I just layered up. Doesn't really matter how many. Took a piece of twine, tied a knot in the middle. And then that, and I can go ahead and hot glue that in too. The last thing I'm going to do is pop this on here so I have somewhere to hang it. Check the weight. I'm going to reinforce this with a small piece of burlap. I had this ready. I'm gonna finish off the edging with this trim that I bought ages ago. Here in downtown LA, in the fashion district, we used to have a place, it's no longer there unfortunately, that was a trims place. And I bought like full rolls of this trim for $5 at the time. I still have a bunch of it kicking around that is in my stash. Alright, this is going to take a hot minute, pun intended. So I will carry on. Away in my stash, I found LED necklaces that are kind of half broken, but it is what it is. They'll do the job. So I spent some time lining them inside here, and then also hang that in place, fixing the battery connection to turn them on the back side. So I am going to fill in, I think, with this stuff here. I have some spider webby tool. I think I'm just going to use some of this to sort of fill the inside. I'm just going to use a bit of hot glue, I think, to get everything in place. I could not be happier with the way that these two stash scrap wreaths have turned out. It cost me nothing. They were pennies. They were just items that I had kicking around in my stash pile and in my scrap piles. They turned out so good. I'm like so way better than I had expected. Alright y'all, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And stick around for some more Halloween makes.